Hey everyone, Alex coming at ya. Just thought I'd come on and do a quick response for a thread that Mr. James Buttery, the newly rebranded James Buttery channel, Buttery Digs, just started a couple weeks ago. I think it's called Show Me Your Sets. Basically, yeah, showcase any sort of groupings or series of records, as opposed to box sets, but rather, records in a series. I've been a collector since I was a very young kid, so this is sort of a part of the hobby that definitely speaks to me, and it really allows me to go down, different rabbit holes that I'm interested in. So yeah, figure I'd showcase a really unique series that came out between 1984 and 1988 on the Poly Arts label. The Poly Arts label is a label run by the Romanian composer, artist Costin Murnau. And so there's a series of 6 records. As you can see, they're each numbered, and you'll see the artwork is all basically the same, except for the different colors. And so the series is largely based around the work of Daniel Kenti. Incidentally, I was sort of inspired for picking this from a post that Stunty made on Instagram yesterday, and he showed a record that features Kenti. So who is Kenti? He is a French saxophone player, really a sort of an expert and a scholar on everything saxophone and the entire family of instruments, really, from the sopranino all the way down to the bass saxophone. He wrote a book about the whole family of saxophones, and he really wanted to sort of look at the saxophone and its exponents, and try to really expand upon them and use them in different contexts outside of traditional, classical music and jazz, and also using techniques like electroacoustic techniques and other processing methods for all the different saxophones that he was an expert player in. So he's really more of an interpreter, and in all these records he's interpreting others' work. I know he did compose some things, but primarily he's a sort of an interpreter, and I assume a close collaborator with a lot of these modern, classical composers. In this case, we have Michael Levinas, Mark Talley, Daniel Tossi. So mostly, all European, mostly French composers. That's number one. Number 2, he's interpreting pieces by the owner's, the label's owner, Costin Murnau. In this case, we have 4 different pieces, 2 on each side. There's Murnau, I think, kind of showing the and Daniel with his saxophone. So doing this video, I thought I had number 3 in the series, but that's actually a gap. I had actually bought it about a year ago, and then the Discog seller actually canceled the order. I did get a refund, but it was kind of bugging me yesterday. I did make sure I made sure I bought it yesterday. These are not expensive records. They can be had in Europe for under 20 bucks. But they are all in Europe primarily. Anyway, this is number 4 again. Kenti here, interpreting a piece by Francois Bernard Mash, who also has a record on the GRM label that I talked about in my last video. It was a composition by Jorge Pagino, who is a Portuguese composer of note. So again, same artwork and all these. This is one that is on right now, the record I'm playing. It's actually not Kenti on this one. It's a quartet called Sequis Tertia. You can see them there. So it's a quartet of wind instruments with some percussion, woodblock, maracas. Yeah, really cool record here. And again, they're interpreting. They have a Costin Merno piece. There's a Siraki piece and a Daniel Tosi piece. And then finally, this one with compositions from Françoise Rosé. And again, Kenti on saxophones. There's a couple of other players, including Martine Kenti, who I believe is Kenti's wife. And yeah, a couple other players. There's some synth actually on this one, in addition to the saxophones. So yeah, if you're like what you're hearing, if you're interested in sort of music that really pushes boundaries, and in this case specifically of the saxophone and all of its variations, yeah, definitely modern classical music, but again very innovative, very interesting. And certainly if you're interested in jazz and how the instrument is used in that format, and how it can be used in other contexts, definitely check out this series. Again, not really expensive records, just a little bit hard to find. These obviously were not widely distributed. And yeah, check out Costin Merno, definitely an artist worth a video all by himself. So anyway, that's all I had. Hope everybody's well. Hope to see more responses to the thread. Thanks.